Yo, what's up guys, Goblin here, welcome to this new episode. In today's video, we're going to be watching the CRL monthly final. It's once again IAN77. IAN77 is already qualified for the World Finals. Pedro hasn't won a golden ticket yet, so he is playing for the World Finals right now. Even though I think with the consistency points, like the way he has been performing, he should already be qualified as well. But Pedro hasn't won a golden ticket yet, so Pedro against Ian. Fun fact, this is gonna be a rematch. Ian did already lose against Pedro in a best of 3. Because it's the grand finals, it's gonna be a best of 5. So someone needs to win 3 matches in order to win the best of 5. And since Ian came from the loser bracket, he needs to beat Pedro twice. So Pedro is in like a crazy good spot. Pedro so far has been able to perform super well. And in the first match right here, we're seeing Pedro use a Mortar Miner deck. And Ian, I think, is going to be using a Graveyard deck. So, interesting matchup right here. The format is basically a duels format. Even though it's best of 5, it's still duels format. And basically what that means is that players cannot repeat any card. Like, for example, both players right here have Ice Wizard. In any of the remaining matches in these finals, we cannot see any of these players repeat the Ice Wizard. If they do end up repeating a card, that would just be an automatic loss. But of course, at this level of gameplay, at this level of competitive, no one ever, I think, repeated any card. Okay, so Pedro is actually famous for Mortar. I don't think we've seen him play that much Mortar in the finals, so it's actually cool seeing Pedro play Mortar because he is kind of known for it. And Ian is using more of a meta deck here to open the best of 5 with Graveyard. I think the last 2 cards should be Graveyard and Poison. Pedro's last card should be, I guess it could be either Vines, Arrows. Sometimes people use another spell as well, but it definitely should be a spell right here. So definitely an interesting matchup here. I think the Valkyrie for Ian is going to be so key. If Pedro doesn't have a big spell, he's also going to struggle at dealing with Ian's Witch. Well, Ian does have really good answers against Pedro's offensive power. Like, I think Pedro is going to have a hard time getting a lot of value, a lot of damage from his troops. I like the way he's pressuring the right side, but of course, the Valkyrie just going to come down. Valkyrie is going to take care of the Witch quite easily. Pedro is able to take care of Ian's Witch, but that is still not really able to get any damage. So far, Pedro is in a damage lead right now, but I think as soon as Ian gets a good opportunity to go for the Graveyard, he could definitely take the damage lead pretty much with just 1 Graveyard. I wonder what Pedro's last card is going to be. I mean, Ian's last card for sure, I would bet anything that it's going to be a Graveyard. What is Pedro hiding though? What is Pedro saving right now? I guess it might just be like Arrows, right? I think it should be like Arrows or maybe Vines. But if he has Vines, I think he would have used it already. Like if he has Vines, he might have just used Vines here. Trapping the tower, trapping the Ice Wizard, trapping the Valkyrie. So far, Pedro is doing a good job at chipping down, but exactly, Ian didn't play a single Graveyard yet. Now he is going to go for the Graveyard Vine spell as well. Nice defense from Pedro, and the last card was indeed, as I already kind of predicted, the Arrows. And look at the right side tower. Ian just completely ignored the Ice Wizard while going offensively with his Graveyard. Ice Wizard took down the right side tower all the way to 1761 HP. I'm not sure, guys. This is going to be a close one. I feel like the fact that Pedro doesn't have a big spell could definitely hurt him, especially now that we're about to hop into Triple Elixir, because this push is gonna be very scary. How is he gonna deal with it without taking any damage? He's forced to go with a Witch. Look at the poison value, guys. The poison just went crazy. Witch is gonna splash the tower as well. Ian, just like that, is gonna be taking the damage lead. Witch is still splashing the tower, brings down the tower all the way to 746 HP. And Pedro, just like that, I think, is pretty much gonna lose game number 1 here in the best of 5. I remind you guys, as I said before, if Ian wins this best of 5, we're actually gonna be hopping into another best of 5 because of Ian coming from the lower bracket. So far this is not looking good for Pedro. It is in the end of the day a best of 5, so 1 loss, 1 win. It does matter, but it's not like the end of the world. I guess we're just gonna be preparing for game number 2 soon. I think, yeah, I was gonna say, I think it's gonna be impossible for Pedro to break through. Ian has a really solid deck, which is pretty much immortal, is not able to kill the Witch. Valkyrie is so good as well, and then Ian having triple spell also helped him out a lot in a spammy type of matchup. So very solid win from Ian. See you guys soon with game number 2. Okay guys, hopping into game number 2 right here. Pedro at the bottom of our screen using Evil Furnace with Ewiz, and Ian actually pulling out a quick cycle miner deck with the Little Prince. Gonna be interesting to see what he has to combine it with. Pedro with the Royal Chef Tower Troop. You hate to see it. These type of decks, like with the Royal Chef, are always so toxic, always so annoying to face. Probably gonna be running it with like a Goblin Giant, maybe a Golem or something like that. Right as I say so, he already goes with Goblin Giant at the bridge. Goblin Giant almost kind of got pushed into the tower there. Is able to get a Goblin Curse, Rage as well. I don't know what to say, guys. Like, I feel like this gameplay is so toxic, so stupid, and we've seen quite a bit of these type of decks in this monthly finals. Ian already calling the good game. I mean, Ian kind of likes to call the good game early on in some situations, and he's sending the... How do you even call that? That is not the Goblin Giant, like a Goblin... I remember when it was like a Goblin Arena, that emote, like a crying face. Okay, so Pedro is gonna take the early lead right here with a very toxic Goblin Giant deck with the Ewis, with the Evil Furnace. Ewis is gonna come down to take care of the Dark Prince, and I would say that if Ian takes a little bit more damage, like early on in this match, it's gonna be so hard for him to make a comeback, and even with the damage he just took, it's already gonna be quite difficult for him to make a comeback. In the end of the day, with a minor poison, minor rocket deck, I'm not sure what his last... Oh, actually, it can't be poison because he used it in game 1. Rocket should be the last card here. You never really want to take early damage. Like, as soon as you take early damage, it's so hard, it's so difficult to make a comeback. So, Ian is going to try and do his best at defending this. Evil Ice Spirit, Little Prince off to the side. Dark Prince is going to do a good job with the Goblin Machine. Still might be able to... No, it's not going to hit the tower. Instead, it's going to hit the Tesla. Ian is going to maybe Rocket. Yeah, I kind of expected the Rocket right here. I like that play. Even though it's not going to kill the Prince. Prince does take a lot of damage. And then here with the lock and the... couple of hits of the Little Prince is able to take care of the Prince fully. Can Pedro get a Goblin Giant push going? Looks like he is going to go for the Goblin Giant. Goblin Machine is going to go in front. But that is still a very good situation for Pedro. This is not looking good for Ian, guys. I mean, I don't want to be that guy, but having a Goblin Giant still there, Furnace, Ewis, raging up everything, is going to do a pretty good job at defending, but he is still not able to not take any damage. And with a minor control deck like that, you pretty much want to control the match to the point where you just don't take any damage or barely any damage, and then you do just slowly but surely chip away with the miners, with the rockets. Pedro is definitely not gonna allow that to happen. He's gonna go in once again with a Goblin Giant. Goblin Machine here is gonna get stunned by the Evil Ice Spirit, but I think it's still not a good situation for Ian, because if you guys look at what he's doing, all he's doing for now is defending. Like, he's not even able to play his miners offensively. Pedro just always pressuring, always being super annoying, super offensive, to the point where Ian is not even able to go offensively himself. Like, the miners have been played defensively, the last couple of miners. Okay, nice Tesla, plus the lock is able to take care of the troops, but Ian needs to somehow get damage, and Pedro is not allowing him to go in. Like, Pedro at this point is just cycling, pressuring. He's gonna go with a Goblin Curse, is gonna rage up the Goblin Machine. No minor prediction from the Goblin, so Ian is finally gonna get some type of damage, but the damage difference at this point I think is just a little bit too big, to the point where it's gonna be very difficult for Ian to make a comeback. But he's still trying, guys. He has an Evil Tesla set up, Little Prince left side, Dark Prince going in right side. He's gonna go for the minor, which is gonna get retargeted by the Ewis. I think even if Pedro is not gonna get any damage on the right side tower anymore, I think it's gonna be hard for Ian to break through. He does have a double Dark Prince on the left side, but I don't think he will... Yeah, I was about to say, I don't think he will be able to get anything going with that. Goblin Machine here is gonna help take care of the minor, unless he can somehow defend and cycle like double rocket, but I think that's pretty much impossible, right? Let's see what happens though. Goblin Curse, Rage Spell, Goblin Giant is gonna get defended by the Little Prince. So far, Ian is actually kind of making a comeback, guys. Wait, 20 seconds left. Can he cycle minor rockets? Minor lock prediction. Goblins are gonna almost all go down. Can Ian get the damage necessary? 15 seconds left, guys. I think it's gonna be very close, but I think it's not gonna be the case unless... Wait a second. Ian is playing out of his mind right now. Minor is gonna lock onto the tower. Lock should come down. Rocket should come down. Wait, does Ian have the damage? Does Ian have the damage? No, that was so close. What a nice try from Ian. Pedro is gonna take game 2. See you guys soon with game number 3. Okay, guys, hopping into game number 3. This is a crazy best of 5, crazy finals right here. Pedro is right now not able to repeat any of the cards he used, same as Ian, but it's a good thing for Ian that he cannot play Goblin Giant anymore. He cannot play Witch, he cannot play Furnace. I feel like Pedro has already played quite some meta broken cards. Well, Ian did already use the Graveyard deck, which is really strong, but the Minor Rocket deck isn't as meta as popular. So let's see what both players are going to be playing here. Pedro needs only one best of 5 to win the Grand Finals, to win the golden ticket. Well, Ian does need two best of 5 wins. Okay, Zeppies are going to get Fireballed. Honestly, this is a great situation for Ian already. I'm not sure what Pedro has to defend all of this, but this is not looking good for him. Skeleton King is going to pop his ability. Tombstone is not going to be able to defend the Royal Giant at all. Rages up everything as well. And guys, is this going to be towered down? I think this might be towered down. Oh my god, Ian is actually going to, I think, take the tower just like that. And Ian might be looking for a bracket reset, which means that after this best of 5, if he does end up winning, they're gonna be playing another best of 5. Like, that would be crazy. It did happen. I think last year I also did a video, and I think we also went into the second best of 5. I remember that was a crazy long finals, crazy matches. Let's see if Ian is gonna force out the same thing this time around. Pedro's Royal Giant here shouldn't really be able to get any value. The fact that he runs Zeppies while Ian has the Fireball open is also kind of questionable. It's a dual format, so normally you would wait for specific cards to be used and then go with, for example, Zeppies. The fact that he used it here into Fireball is definitely costing him a lot, and it pretty much cost him the tower already on the left side lane. Unless he can somehow make a comeback here, but I really don't see how. Ian is also running a similar defensive Royal Giant deck with like Tombstone, with Skeleton King, but I like his version a little bit better. He does end up misclicking the Royal Giant though. Wait a second. I mean, Ian is just laying down and laughing, by the way. Like, I love that in CRL, you can see their reactions. Like, look at Pedro. He's just fully locked in, focus, not doing anything. Ian is, I think, like talking, laughing. He's just laying down in his bed. Like, I love this guy. He's a legend. Okay, so I think that should be towered down, even if the Royal Giant does get freezed again. Ian can just Fireball it at any point. And Ian is still very healthy on his right side lane. Like, his right side tower still has 1695 HP. So realistically, all Ian needs to do is just wait a couple of more seconds, Fireball the tower of Pedro, and that should be good game already. I mean, Fireball's gonna, yeah, I was about to say, Fireball's gonna come in. Even if there would have been more time, Ian did a really good job on defense. Pedro down 1-2. Ian one match away from a bracket reset. Okay, guys, hopping into game number 4. IAN77 one win away from resetting the bracket. I remind you guys that Ian, since he came from the lower bracket, needs to beat Pedro twice. That is just how it works whenever someone comes from the upper bracket. And Pedro looking to be playing Lockbait, I think. I think this might be Lockbait. I mean, Ian did end up using his Barbell Lock. Like, he used very important spells against Lockbait. Is Ian gonna be using Recruit's Arrows, though? I think if Ian has Recruit's Arrows right here, that might actually not be that bad of a matchup. Instead, he's gonna be running Bomber Nado, which probably means that he has an Electro Giant deck. He has a Berserker in there as well. Didn't he use the Berserker already? I don't think so, right? I mean, I'm pretty sure that these guys are aware of the cards they did and didn't use. I guess he didn't use it yet. If not, he wouldn't be using it right now. And Pedro's gonna be using a Lockbait deck, but he's gonna be using an interesting version with the Evil Dark Goblin, and he's gonna be using it with the guards as well. I like the Mighty Mine ability, not allowing the Goblin Cage to pull it in instantly. I think Pedro might be running, yeah, there you go. I was about to say that. I think Pedro might be running Lock and no big spell. Last card should be a building right here. He might have, I don't know, like a cannon. Does he have cannon available? I forgot what he used in game 1. Okay, so Ian with the E-Giant. Last card should be, I think, E-Giant. Maybe gonna be like... What is his evolution gonna be? Is it gonna be like Lightning, Evil Baby Dragon, and E-Giant? I think those could be the last 3 cards here. So Pedro playing quite aggressive here. Look at the elixir difference. I think, yeah, there's the Baby Dragon. So I was right about the second evolution. It's gonna be Evil Baby Dragon. Last 2 cards should be... probably Lightning and E-Giant, if I would have to take a guess. So the fact that Ian, of course, already used Barbell, he already used Lock. He didn't really have any good spells against Lockbait besides Arrows, but even Arrows is not the best option, because most of the times that is a 3 elixir trade for like 3 elixir or 2 elixir if you would, for example, Arrows the Warbreaker. So nice Princess, nice try. Wait, what is happening? Okay, there was a 1 second lag. I'm not sure why it was lagging, but we are good, I think. Guards do come down on top of the Berserker, and there's the E-Giant, guys. I was already telling you before. I mean, honestly, this situation, even though the matchup doesn't seem that bad for Pedro, I'm not a big fan of this situation at all, guys. The evil Baby Dragon is gonna be so annoying as well. Wall breakers to try and distract. He's actually gonna pull the Brawler into the push, which I don't think should be the play, but let's see what happens though. Mighty Miner is getting a lot of value, is gonna pretty much take care of the Golden Knight. He is gonna go guards just to make sure it is not gonna get a connection. And beautiful defense right there from Pedro. I'm not sure about the matchup. I think it should be a little bit better for the Lockbait player. But at the same time, a big push with like E-Giant, Evil Baby Dragon, Golden Knight, like that could get scary. Like if Ian is able to survive and is able to get a big push with his support cards, with his E-Giant, especially the Evil Baby Dragon, like speeding up everything, I have a feeling that he could still have a chance. It all depends on Pedro though. Like if Pedro plays perfect defense, it's definitely going to be difficult for him to break through a quick cycle deck. Okay, nice defense. Lock is going to come down on top of the Bomber. He is down a little bit of Elixir right now. IAN77 is about to cycle towards his Evil Baby Dragon, so we might see a big push on the left side lane here. With the Golden Knight, with the Baby Dragon available. Nice Dark Goblin. Okay, that Dark Goblin is actually going to be huge, guys. Gonna snipe the Baby Dragon, gonna kill the Baby Dragon. And that is actually gonna allow the defense to be so much easier. Does need to be careful. Second cannon is being cycled right now. Wall breakers are a little bit too aggressive because the Berserker was still alive. I guess he expected the Mighty Miner to take care of the Berserker. Is gonna go with a barrel. Is gonna go with a Princess at the bridge as well. Ian is gonna finally activate his King Tower, but it's a little bit too late in my opinion. I mean, I guess he still needs to do that, but yeah, I was about to say that is not the situation, not the timing you want to do that in. Ian is gonna call a good game, but not a good game in the way that he wins the match, more in a way that he's gonna lose the match. But wait a second, guys. Wait a second, guys. This is actually looking scary. Another E-Giant at the bridge as well. Guards are gonna come down. Distract the Baby Dragon. Wall breakers to distract the Baby Dragon as well. Dark Goblin is being cycled right now. Pedro is cycling and playing out of his mind. Ian is trying to break through. Is gonna go with the Evil Baby Dragon. He needs to be careful, guys. Can he cycle back to another cannon? E-Giant is gonna make it to the tower. He's gonna get a little bit of damage, and Pedro might actually lose this match, guys. Bomber is gonna be able to hit the tower once as well with the lightning. Ian is gonna, I think, force. Wait a second. The Princess did get a shot. The Goblin Barrel lock. Is the Barrel able to? No, the Barrel is not able to get the win. Ian is gonna force the bracket reset, and I guess we're gonna be watching another best of 5 starting from 0-0. Ian is laughing. See you guys soon with the second best of 5. Okay, guys, starting game number 1 of the second best of 5. As I said before, it's a bracket reset. Many of you guys might be a little bit confused, might be like, wait, why Ian already won? Why is it a bracket reset? Basically how it works, when the tournament starts, it was a 12-man bracket, by the way, everyone has 2 lives. Ian had already lost his first life, like his second life, I guess. He was playing with his last life. Earlier in the tournament, Pedro was actually the one to beat him, and then Pedro hadn't lost a single match yet. So Ian took away his life right now with the last best of 5, and now both of them are playing with their final life. So if Ian wins, he's gonna win. If Pedro wins, he's gonna win. This is like the deciding best of 5. Like, whatever happens is gonna be, how do you say, like, deciding. Okay, so Ian is playing with a Lockbait deck. Pedro's gonna be using this Goblin Drill quick cycle deck. We've seen this before actually from him. He has the Evil Valkyrie, and he also has the Goblin Drill as the last 2 cards. And Ian is actually going to be using the Cannoneer Tower Choke, which generally speaking doesn't do amazing against spammy type of decks. Like Goblin Drill, in some situations, if he doesn't have the Valkyrie available, if he doesn't have the best cycle, it's going to be kind of awkward for him to defend. The good thing for Ian in this matchup, and I play bait myself quite a bit as well, is that the Goblin Barrel is going to be quite annoying for him to stop. Like, these type of pushes are always so hard for Pedro to stop. Look at the Vine Spell being used on the right side as well. It's going to allow the Goblin Drill or the Goblins from the barrel to get a little bit of damage. We might see a Goblin Drill on the counter push, but looks like for now Pedro's playing this more defensively than offensively, which I think, I mean, I would say is working out really well. Look at the Berserker though, guys. Oh my god, the Berserker, and he goes with a Vine Spell as well. Ian did not expect the Berserker to stay alive. Pedro with the last second Vine Spell, surprising IAN77 right here. And by the way, now they are, I think, upside down, right? Like, I think Ian was on the top and Pedro was on the bottom, and I think now they switched it up. So IAN77 is at the bottom of our screen, while Pedro is now the one at the top of the screen. Okay, Ian might go for a Vine Spell. Oh, I would have loved to see a Vine Spell there hitting the tower and the bomber. Looks like he's not. Instead, he's gonna pressure the right side with some wall breakers, and Ian is not in a good spot at all right now, guys. I would say that unless something crazy happens here, and great Vine Spell by Pedro. That is actually gonna fully counter the Goblin Barrel. So even though Pedro doesn't have like arrows, he doesn't have lock, I would say he has still pretty good answers against lock bait. The only thing which was decent is that the barrel is kind of hard for him to take care of, but Pedro's actually playing out of his mind right now, and especially that 1 HP interaction with the Berserker is just gonna put him in such a good spot. Okay, Vine Spell defensively. Wall breakers might be able to look at the one wall breaker with 1 HP is not gonna get a connection. So far things have not been going Ian's way at all. I feel like so many interactions with 1 HP, something not connecting, something connecting, like so far hasn't really been going in his favor, but realistically he still has a chance right here, guys. Even though Pedro has such a big damage advantage right here, I would say that Ian can still win. He has the Evil Barrel coming up. He's probably gonna go Evil Barrel right now. I would love to see a Vine Spell on top of the Bomber. He is gonna go Vine Spell. Look at the damage on the left side, guys. Ian is gonna force out a defensive Vine Spell. Valkyrie is still alive. Wall breakers right there are gonna get a double connection. Just like that, Ian is potentially still able to win game number 1 of the second best of 5 right here. Ian is actually playing really solid. Even though he had some interactions not going his way, he still seems to be very focused, locked in right here. Is gonna force out the Evil Snowball defensively. Vine Spell prediction on the Valkyrie, and no way, guys. What a crazy Vine Spell prediction. Hitting the Valkyrie, and Ian is actually back into the game just like that. He does need to be careful. Vine Spell defensively out of Pedro. Valkyrie on top of the Goblin Jail. Berserker up high. Dart Goblin to distract the Goblins from the Goblin Jail. And Ian is playing out of his mind right now, guys. Vine Spell offensively was not able to let the Berserker get a connection. And Ian needs to be careful here because Ian is cycling, playing Goblin Jaws offensively. Nice Ice Spear, nice defense with the Valkyrie. I think all Ian needs to do is just make sure he doesn't take any damage from the Goblin Jail while trying to pressure, while trying to go offensively. He needs to be careful here though. He needs to be careful with the Goblin Jail. Oh my god, that was so close. Last second Valkyrie is gonna come in clutch. And I think unless something crazy happens here, Ian should be taking game number 1. Even after having such a bad start, he is celebrating like crazy. What a nice comeback. And Ian is looking to also take the second best of 5. Okay, let me actually focus on the commentary. Let me actually focus on the grand finals right here. We have IAN77 up 1-0. It is a best of 5, so realistically, anything could still happen. But of course, taking the early win, especially after such a bad start Ian had. Like, he just took so much damage. With the Berserker staying alive, 1 HP. Pedro with the Vine Spell, kind of like a surprise Vine Spell. Nice Ice Spear though. Look at that, guys. Note it down if you didn't know. With the Magic Archer, you can activate the King Tower just by placing an Ice Spear that works with pretty much any troops. We are watching the best of the best gameplay right now. Okay, so Goblin Jail out of Ian. Probably the last card should be a Tornado, and I think Pedro is actually using... It should be Graveyard, right? I think the last card out of Pedro should be Graveyard. Interesting that he's using it with the Golden Knight. I think he might be keeping the Skeleton King for something else. Or maybe he normally, I think, runs like Valkyrie, and he already used it in game 1. That could also be why he's using it with the Golden Knight. Okay, Mega Knight Evolution towards the left side lane. Golden Knight to try and protect the Magic Archer right here. Magic Archer is gonna go down thanks to the Barbell. And wow, what a nice Goblin Cage. I love the way he just used the Goblin Cage. Evolution right there. Really good Golden Knight ability is gonna damage the what's it called? The Evil Furnace. The Goblin Cage. Magic Archer is gonna try and do a good job at cleaning up everything. Furnace stays alive. He's forced to go with a Ghost. And this is actually not looking that good at all for IAN77. I'm sorry if I'm like looking down, I'm just like also reading the chat. Thank you so much. Oh my god. Thank you so much once again. Okay, so Golden Knight is gonna pop his dash, is gonna get taken care of by Ian's Golden Knight plus the Mega Knight. Mega Knight is gonna be kind of scary right here in this counter push. If Ian can get a really good Golden Knight dash here, he might be able to lock onto a lot of troops and maybe the tower, but looks like it is not gonna be able to quite connect to all the troops he wanted to, and IAN77 is already calling the good game right here. Okay, so Ghost is gonna be cycled into the left side lane. Mega Knight Evolution, same lane here as well. I think that IAN77 might need like a miracle Magic Archer, Golden Knight Dash. I wonder what the last card is gonna be, guys. He didn't show the last card yet. Ewis is gonna get dashed on by the Mega Knight, or by the Golden Knight, and the Mega Knight here is gonna try and get a lot of value. Nice nader from Ian, so it was indeed the Tornado. Snowball does come down offensively. Goblin is able to get one shot, but damage-wise, he is still down a lot, and Pedro is gonna try and pressure right here with a Graveyard. Golden Knight comes down. Barbell to take care of the ghost. He needs to be careful with the Golden Knight dash. He is gonna have to use his Electro Wizard up high, blocking the Golden Knight to dash to his tower, and this is not looking good for Ian, but he still has an opportunity in Triple Elixir right here. I feel like Triple Elixir might be a little bit better for him. Golden Knight was not even able to dash on top of the Furnace. Might go for a Magic Archer right here. I would love to see a Magic Archer. Pedro knew it though. Is gonna get the Golden Knight ability. Is gonna get the Barbell. Barbell misses, guys. Can he protect the Magic Archer? He cannot protect the Magic Archer. That would have been a good opportunity. Another Mega Knight at the field right now. Golden Knight is gonna take care of the Furnace. And is Ian able to do the impossible in the last 20 seconds right here, guys? We saw a crazy comeback from him before. Is he gonna do it again? Can he get a Magic Archer? Magic Archer is gonna get predicted by Pedro. Nado is gonna allow the Magic Archer to get a little bit of damage. Unfortunately, it's not lining up, and just like that, I think Pedro is gonna take game number 2. What a crazy gameplay from both of these players, but Pedro definitely played a little bit better in this one. 1-1 in the best of 5, and see you guys soon with game number 3. Okay, guys, starting game number 3. This finals has been insane so far. Ian was able to force out the bracket reset, and Pedro is in the second best of 5, putting it 1-1 with the victory with the Graveyard deck. Pedro's gonna activate the King Tower. Beautiful King Tower activation out of Pedro. Back-to-back insane King Tower activations. Last match with the Magic Archer Ice Spirit. Now with the Electro Spirit against the Cannon plus the Baby Dragon in front of the King Tower. And guys, I think this is gonna be a mirror match. I think this is gonna be a mirror match, and having the King Tower activated is gonna be huge for Pedro. Just like that, he's starting off the match super well. He is gonna take the Baby Dragon shot right there. Is gonna allow Ian to take a little bit of damage advantage. And Ian is actually gonna be using the Evil Tesla, which I'm not sure which is gonna be better. Like, if I think about it, Cannon is gonna be very good against the Royal Hawks, but then the Tesla is gonna be very good against the Baby Dragon. So I honestly don't know which one I would prefer. Both players are going to be using the same exact win condition. Royal Hawks, E-Spirit, Skeletons. Like, it's the same exact deck. The only difference right here, I think, is going to be the fact that Pedro has Cannon and the fact that Ian is going to be running it with the Tesla. So, very interesting matchup for sure. Ian is going to get a little bit of damage here once again with the Royal Hawks, forcing out a lot of Elixir. I think it could have been an interesting decision if Pedro there would not have used the lock and instead used the Elixir to go with Royal Hawks offensively. He instead was forced to use the lock to not take any damage or almost any damage, and is gonna try and play it so far quite defensively. So Ian is gonna take the damage lead, even though Pedro had a really good start there activating the King Tower. Ian might be able to if he continues like this, which is not a lot of damage, but so far he's playing it a little bit better. Okay, so both players are cycling Baby Dragon. Opposite lane, Tesla is gonna be used on defense, and that is a great thing for Ian in this matchup, even though he didn't actually get to hit the Baby Dragon this time around with the Tesla. I think Tesla is gonna be a little bit better against this type of deck. Okay, both players are gonna be using the Baby Dragon right here. Baby Dragon on defense, Mighty Mine on defense, and okay, guys, I don't think I've ever played, or did I play? I think I played it once. This mirror match, and I remember that the mirror match was very strange because of the speed up effect. Look at these Royal Hawks, guys. These Royal Hawks are gonna go very fast. Is gonna get the Evil Tesla down, but still not able to defend the Royal Hawks without taking any damage. And look at that, guys. Like, even though he had the Baby Dragon there, Evil Tesla, the speedy Royal Hawks are so good. Look at the pro tip by Pedro. Pedro's playing so well. Even though Ian is playing out of his mind as well, I feel like Pedro in these matches have also been playing so well. Pro tip after pro tip in multiple matches. King Tower activation with the Magic Archer, with the Baby Dragon, plus the, like with the Electro Spirit, I mean with the Baby Dragon. And now pushing the Royal Hawks to the Cannon. I like that detail as well. Why? Because this way you prevent your opponent from going with a potential lightning. Royal Hawks with the speed up effect are going to be able to get a little bit of chip damage. Nothing too crazy. And so far Pedro is in the damage lead. Ian yet to play his lightning, but last card should definitely be lightning. Like, this deck is very strong in the current meta. Many people have already played it in competitive as well, and every time it has been played, with the lightning. So let's see if Ian is gonna try and use his lightning sometime soon. What is his thought process gonna be? What is his strategy gonna be to try and make a comeback right here? Pedro cycling lock once again offensively. Baby Dragon is gonna stay alive. Lightning comes down, and there's the lightning, guys. Finally gonna lightning tower. Didn't hit the cannon though. Royal Hawk might be able to get a little bit of damage. Pedro's forced to go with a last second lock. Cannon cycled up high. And is Pedro gonna try and go for lightning? Is Pedro gonna try and get something going? Looks like he goes with a Baby Dragon against his Baby Dragon. Might see a set of Royal Hawks sometime soon. Baby Dragon is gonna get taken care of. The evil Tesla there, making the difference. Baby Dragon is still alive. Lightning comes down out of Ian, and Ian so far is able to get more chip damage because of the fact that he is using the lightning. And so far Pedro is not using the lightning. He is gonna use the lightning now, actually hitting the Baby Dragon as well. Mighty Mine up high, cannon anti-lightning spot. Skeletons come down as well, probably sometime soon. There are the skeletons. Are we gonna see Pedro lightning cycling, Royal Hawks? What is this? What is the thought process here in the very last seconds? Looks like he's gonna go for Royal Hawks. Lock prediction offensively. He's gonna go with the lightning, but the lightning is not able to hit the Tesla. Royal Hawks are still alive, but they are gonna get slowed down by the Baby Dragon. And guys, who is gonna take it? He has another set of Royal Hawks right now. He should be going Royal Hawks anytime soon. Is he gonna cycle back to lightning? Can Ian cycle back to lightning? 2 seconds left. Pedro should be able to get it, but Ian also gets it. And Ian is able to take game number 3 in the very last second. This has to be one of the craziest finals we have ever watched. See you guys soon with game number 4, which might be the last match of this finals. Okay guys, hopping into the next, which also could be the final match of today's finals, of today's video, of today's live stream. This has been crazy. Thank you guys so much for all the support, by the way. And let's see if IAN77 is able to take the last match right here against Pedro. Pedro is looking to be playing some kind of bait type of deck. Probably gonna be Mortar bait if I would have to take a guess. And IAN77 going with Hawk Rider, which is not a big surprise. But Zeppis and Barbell, oh, this is gonna be recruits, I think. Okay, so Royal recruits out of IAN77 with the Hawk Rider, which Ian is known for playing Hawk Rider, but of course, he doesn't have the Mighty Miner, he doesn't have the Lock, he doesn't have Skeletons. He already used a lot of Cycle cards. So he's actually gonna be playing Hawk Rider in this Royal recruits deck. He has the Cannon card though. That Cannon card is actually gonna be very good against the Mortar right here. Pedro with the Evil Witch. So this is actually gonna be the same exact deck we saw from Pedro before in the first best of 5, but I think in that best of 5 he was using it with the Cannoneer Tower Trope. Now he's actually gonna be using it with the Witch right here. So Pedro is gonna have, I would say, decent answers against the recruits with the Ice Wizard. If he has the Skeleton King, which I think he should have, Mortar splash damage. Like, this matchup is not looking that good for Ian, guys. So it's not over until it's over. Some people in my stream were already saying Ian is the GOAT back to back. I told them it's not over until it's over. Like, he actually needs to win one more match, guys. Anything could happen. So let's see if Ian is somehow able to win this match, or are we gonna go into a game number 5 once again? That would actually be crazy. Like, this has to be one of the craziest finals, and Ian might actually be a second serial monthly finals winner, by the way. Like, if he beats Pedro right here, he's gonna be able to take the 2-time serial monthly finals. Okay, what is Ian's last card though, guys? Is he gonna have, I don't think he has arrows, right? I forgot what spells he used in the other matches. I think it was Lightning Lock, and the first deck was what? I didn't remember, to be honest. Okay, anyways, Pedro so far playing this flawlessly, perfectly. Didn't take a single hit on his tower yet. Well, dealing a lot of damage to Ian's tower. I feel like Ian is gonna struggle a lot if he doesn't have a good spell against the minions, if he doesn't have any spell to take care of the support troops. I mean, he's just not able to take care of the minions. He's not able to break through the defense. This seems to be such a hard counter for Pedro. I don't really know what Ian's last card could be in order to save him. Like, even if it's a fireball, if it's arrows, then it would be good, but he would have used the arrows for sure, in my opinion. So I'm not really sure. Arrows do come down from Pedro, Joe. He's gonna take a lot of damage on the right side here with the Skeletons. Miner, Ice Wizard splashing the tower as well, and I think that is, I mean, I don't want to call good game already, because it's not over until it's over, but this is pretty much such a bad spot, and it was indeed the fireball, guys. Ian's last card was the fireball, which also kind of explains why he didn't use it before. Fireball is okay against Ice Wizard, but it's a negative elixir trait. Doesn't kill the witch. Could take care of minions, but that's once again a negative elixir trait. Ian knows it's over. He doesn't even get the hook to connect to the tower. And if I were Ian at this point, I mean, of course, you're not gonna give up. It's a finals. You, of course, need to try and keep playing, try and get something going. But if I were in Ian's position, I would definitely not know what to do. And the way Pedro's playing, he's just securing defense. He's just making sure Ian is not able to break through. Look at this, guys. Defensive miner, defensive mortar. Pedro knows that if he doesn't make any mistake in offense, he's, I would say, secured gonna win this match right here. Okay, Evil Mortar is gonna get even more value. Skeleton King plus the Ice Wizard right side, Witch towards the left side. Pedro doesn't have a big spell, but even not having a big spell, he is still able to defend these pushes so well because of the Witch, because of the minions getting so much value, Ice Wizard getting a lot of value as well. Pedro is finally gonna go with a miner offensively, but this is still looking so bad for Ian. And guys, we are actually gonna have 2 best of 5s going into the very last match of the best of 5, like of the duels. I remind you guys that it's a duel format, so there's so many cards, so many spells, which none of these players can repeat. Like, there's for sure gonna be kind of a strange type of deck in the last match right here. I'm not sure what cards, what win conditions are available. Pedro is gonna take game number 4 here in a very dominant way. Honestly, the matchup was super bad for Ian, but Pedro still played that flawlessly. And guys, we are actually going into a game 5. See you guys with 100% sure the last match of the serial finals. Okay guys, so these are the decks both players have used so far. And I remind you guys that it's a duel format, so none of these cards can be repeated. Pedro can't use Barbell, Lock, Arrows, Poison, Snowball, Vines. Like, he has so many spells which are not available. Same thing for Ian. Ian does still have a card like, for example, Arrows. I still see some options open for Ian. I feel like Pedro especially already used so many spells. Gonna be interesting to see what type of deck both of these players are gonna be using. See you guys soon with the last match. Okay guys, last deck 100% sure, or last match, well, last deck as well, but last match 100% sure. For both of these guys, Ian is pulling out the Mortar, while Pedro has Tesla and Electro Dragon. Okay, so Pedro, as I said before, already used Arrows, Lock. He used so many good spells already, while Ian still had Arrows, and looks like he is indeed gonna be using Arrows in this last Mortar deck. I think Mortar here should be a very strong deck with all the spells out, but at the same time Pedro might have kind of prepared for a potential spammy type of deck, and looks like he's gonna be running Hawkrider. And I'm telling you guys, it's a best of 5 duels format, so the decks people are gonna be using in the last match, generally speaking, are kind of off meta. I mean, Ian honestly has a really solid deck still. I like the way Ian's deck looks, but Pedro definitely has a really strange deck right here. I mean, his deck, I don't really know what his last cards could be. Might have like Earthquake in there, or what is he gonna be running, guys? What do you guys think is Pedro's last 3 cards? It's definitely gonna be some type of spells, like Earthquake plus something else. Fireball maybe? Nado? Could he have a Nado? I don't know if he used the Nado. I don't think he has Nado used yet. So if he does have Nado, he has Delivery. Okay, Delivery is gonna be helpful. Interesting matchup right here. So far, Pedro is able to take the damage lead because of the Hawkrider connection on the left side lane. Ian's last card should for sure be like Arrows. Maybe like Spirit and Press Arrows or something like that. And then Pedro, I actually have no idea, guys. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I have no idea what his last 2 cards are gonna be. I assume it might be like some other spell. Maybe with another Psycho card. I actually don't know. It is gonna be Earthquake, so he does have Earthquake. He has Earthquake Delivery. I think he did try and snipe the Mortar right here. Knight is not gonna tank for the Hawkrider, so that's actually huge for Ian. If not, I think that would have been a really scary looking Hawkrider push. He's gonna go with another Mortar onto the right side lane. Electro Dragon is gonna be annoying. And Ian already calls the good game, guys. Ian is not a big fan of the matchup right here. I wouldn't call good game, to be honest. I mean, the Mortar is gonna get a lock. It's gonna maybe get another shot here as well. Evil Skeleton Barrel at the bridge is gonna get Delivery, but that is still gonna have to be responded to with something. He has a Rage Spell, so he has Rage Spell, Delivery, Earthquake. I mean, the matchup doesn't seem that bad for Ian, if I would have to admit. Like, it's not an easy matchup, but having Earthquake, Delivery, Rage, it's still like so awkward in some situations to defend the Skeleton King. Like, if Ian is able to keep up the pressure he should be able to, I think, get a lot of value and damage with like the Skeleton King. He doesn't have a way of killing the Spirit Empress easily. I would say that if Ian plays this perfectly, he should have a chance, but he still needs to be very careful, of course. Pedro is one of the best Psycho players in the world. He is not necessarily using a quick Psycho deck, but he still knows what he's doing when using Hawk Rider. The Electro Dragon pick is actually going to be huge in this matchup. I'm not going to lie, I feel like Electro Dragon is actually going to be the game changer for a win or a loss right here for Pedro. Okay, Ice Wizard is being cycled. Knight plus Hawk Rider coming down the left side lane. Evil Mortar up high, making sure he is going to try and get some offensive pressure going with the Mortar. Is not going to get a connection though. Knight still needs to be responded to. Skeletons are, or excuse me, Spear Goblins are going to be forced out. Skeletons trying to take care of the Tesla. Rage Spell defensively. And this is going to be such a close match, guys. I can already tell by the way these guys are playing, by the way the match has been going, that this is going to be such a close match. He really needs to be careful with the Earthquake plus Rage combination. Like, I feel like at some point, Pedro is going to try and get a Hawk Rider plus Rage Spell plus Earthquake combo going. And the E-Dragon, guys. The E-Dragon is just killing Ian at this point. Getting so much value. Arrows are out of sight right now. And this is going to be the scary moment. This is exactly what I was talking about. The Rage Spell is actually going to go crazy with the Hawk Rider, forcing out arrows defensively. And there's no way, guys. Ian, I mean, I don't want to say it yet, but Ian forced out the bracket reset. Was so close of beating him. And I think Pedro is actually going to take the win here, guys. Electro Dragon stays alive. Electro Dragon is just getting so much value. And Evil Mortar defensively. Hawk Rider could even rage up the Hawk Rider as well. Looks like he's not going to. Damage-wise, Ian is not able to take the W. Pedro starts laughing, starts smiling. He knows that he's gonna take the W. And guys, Ian was so close, but unfortunately, is not gonna make it. Happy for Pedro, Joe. Congratulations to him. This is gonna be it for today's finals, for today's video. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please make sure to smack the like button. If not subscribed to the channel yet, feel free to subscribe. And I hope to see you guys in one of my next videos. Take care, guys.